B in Group B as Nicaragua plays host to Barbados in the National Football Stadium of Nicaragua. It is a raucous crowd here this evening. It'll be fun to watch all night long. Your pitch conditions, 83 degrees Fahrenheit. A little bit of rain perhaps, mild winds, but this should be an absolute blast to watch. The top team in League B in Group B, Nicaragua, and Barbados trying to get off of the bottom. Montserrat has beaten Dominican Republic today. That was a 3-0 decision in that one. And that means 3 teams have 3 points in League B in Group B. Does Barbados join the party at the top after this match? Or is it Nicaragua pulling away from the other 2 teams here this evening? It's Nicaragua and Barbados clashing for the 3rd time. National anthem's coming up. Players will come onto the pitch here as well. And we'll have the kickoff for you with the starting 11s coming up for you in just a moment.
Bienvenida a la Liga de Naciones de Concacaf 2023-2024 a las elecciones de
The national anthems wrap up, and we're just about ready for kick in a stadium that fits 20,000. Find it tough to find an empty seat right now in the upper corners across the way. But it is a jam-packed and raucous crowd excited to watch the national team of Nicaragua take on Barbados. And here is the starting 11 for Marco Figueroa. It's a young group, 6 players at 25 years or younger, and it's a group with plenty of success scoring goals. 10 total players out of the 22 available tonight have scored at least once for the national team. And they have some potency coming off of the bench as well. Nicaragua will wear the white jerseys in this one. Barbados will be out in the blue as the teams get their final moments together, shaking hands, taking pictures. And the official tonight is Brian Lopez, meeting with the captain of Barbados, Shane Codrington, and the Nicaraguan captain, Josu Quijano. Quijano, the most capped player in Nicaraguan history. Tonight will be his 94th appearance for the national team. The obligatory pregame photo here as well. And this is what Barbados will trot out. It's an experienced group, 6 players, 29 years of age or older, but unlike the Nicaraguan side, only 6 players on the entire roster have scored for the national team. And only 2 of those players are in the starting 11, in Hallam Hope and Thierry Gale. Those 2 players will be 2 of the forwards on this Barbados group, coached by Orlando da Costa. Nicaragua coached by Marco Figueroa. Hostile environment for Barbados. They fell to Montserrat 3-2 in their opener of Concacaf Nations League. Lyle Taylor scoring in the 8th minute of stoppage time. Proved to have the differential there. Nicaragua, meanwhile, they held serve on the road against the Dominican Republic. And the Dominican tonight beating Montserrat 3-0, so that means 3 teams all atop of the League B and Group B table. Barbados will try to join the party at the top in this first window, the penultimate day of the first 6 in the September window of CONCACAF Nations League matches. There'll be 6 more coming up in mid-October. And certainly for Barbados, a valuable matchup tonight. They're trying to take care of business here in Nicaragua in front of a hostile environment. With our entire crew, I'm Michael Watchring. Great to have you on board here on this Monday evening in Nicaragua. Managua is the city that hosts this matchup. It'll be a full volume, high electric facility. And these 2 sides will square off for the second time. The other meeting came in CONCACAF Nations League in March 2019. It was a 1-0 win for Nicaragua in Barbados. Juan Barrera, who starts the night on the bench for Nicaragua, scored the game winner in the 65th minute. How does this match turn out between Nicaragua and Barbados? We are underway here in the National Football Stadium of Nicaragua. Now you can hear the noises. The fans continuing to find their seats. When we first got here, this place was starting to fill up better than 2 hours before kickoff. And we'll see how tonight's match shakes out between these clubs. Barbados would love to score just like they did in their first matchup. They scored twice, but fell 3-2 to Montserrat. Nicaragua would like a similar defensive effort. Nicaraguan side with plenty of consistency. Several players for Real Estelí and Dirianhen play together on the national team. How does Barbados come together out of this group? Saucered forward, intercepted. That's nicely done by Gale. Trying to avoid the defense and does so well. Continues on his run, stumbles on the ball, however. Barbados have won 5 times in Concacaf Nations League. 2019-20, they won 4. Ended up winning League C Group A to get promoted into League B. Nicaragua, meanwhile, they had to vacate their performance in last year's Concacaf Nations League, playing an ineligible player after they won League B in Group C. So handed off that position to Trinidad and Tobago, who had a great performance last night. 3-2 winners over El Salvador. Bending ball, back post, cleared away. It's a corner kick here for Nicaragua. Another look at this ball. Widman Talavera plays for Real Estelí, 20 years of age, the youngest man on the pitch tonight in the starting lineup. First corner kick coming. And it will be an out-swinging ball here for Nicaragua. Plenty of options inside of the 18. It's a fake on the first attempt. Now a cycle back through. Left-footed ball will come back to Talavera. Tries to stomp on it, step forward, get space, curls it in, middle of the box, nodded away by Griffith. Second ball blasted over everybody. Good work by Ramon Griffith, the 29-year-old. This back line for Barbados will be challenged plenty of times tonight. The all-time leading goal scorer in Nicaraguan history, Juan Barrera, on the bench, but that doesn't mean that there's still a multitude of players that can score. You have Jaime Moreno, who has 8, and Arian Smith, rather, who has 6. At the top of this formation for Nicaragua. Rain starts to drizzle here in Managua. Impact anything on this field turf playing surface. Incoming, Josu Quijano, 32-year-old, plays for Real Estelí. Swinging ball right to left across the pitch. Here comes the charge now for Nicaragua, known as La Azul y Blanco, the blue and white. From Juan Luis Perez, leads its target, goes out of play. Let's see from Barbados here early, playing a little bit of defensive shape. Road teams have won 9 of the first 24 matches in Concacaf Nations League. Last Group B road team to win was Puerto Rico against the Bahamas. That was Friday. That was Saturday. On Friday, the road team collected points in 3 of the 4 in League B. This near right side, the ball comes. Talavera stings through, checks. It's intended for Medina. It's intercepted and cleared away. Medina, 21 years of age, will play a key role in this match. Performed well for Real Estelí. Here he is on the ball. It's a nice slicing ball through 2 defenders. Smith, the intended target, has it cleared back. Oscar Acevedo. Nicaragua controlling possession. In the flow of the game right now, Barbados content with defending. Shaping up to be a counter-attacking game for Barbados. Lettuce. Medina. Not getting all the way through. It's well handled defensively. Barbados cannot clear, however. Quijano steals it away. Talavera. Wolf thread taken away. It's promptly angled right back in. Here's Medina. It's taken away. Fans anticipating some of these moments. Medina get there once again. Griffith active so far. Sends it back. The high pressure ends up in a turnover. Medina trying to pass. And Griffith goes down as he gets popped. For good measure, putting that ball away. Look at this. Griffith got caught up and Talavera comes over. Quick conversation. Barbados tries to make some adjustments on the fly. Arlone Griffith have had a couple critical stops. He's a key cog in that back line. Griffith making just his second career appearance for Barbados. The medical team is out to take a look at Griffith. Barbados enters 166th in the FIFA rankings. Nicaragua on the other side, 141st. Each team has peaked at 92nd in their time. After a quick check of Griffith, he comes off the pitch. Barbados hope that he's all right. The goalkeeper, Liam Brathwaite. 11th appearance for him. He had 2 saves in the opening match against Montserrat. Ball sent forward. It's a high bounce. Moreno has to watch it out after the defense got in the way. Throw incoming. Quijano steps forward. Medina. Perez debates. There's wide left. The cross deflected and goes out. Nicaragua has its second corner of the night. 10th minute of play. Scoreless between Barbados and Nicaragua here in League B and Group B. Come in and stay a while and enjoy this one with us here in Concacaf Nations League. Nicaragua have had almost all the possession. This corner coming in. Vibrates through, knotted through, and down. Smith strikes. Nicaragua has a goal in the first 10 minutes. 1-0 to the home side. Smith's 4th goal in his last 6 Nations League appearances. He comes off of a corner kick. Smith got to it. A late reaction from Brathwaite. And Smith scores for the 7th time for Nicaragua. Celebration on early. A 24-year-old who had a dozen goals last year for his club in Lithuania has ignited the scoring. Barbados gave up a goal in the 6th minute against Montserrat. They battled back. Were able to tie the score at 2, eventually falling 3-2 on an 8th-minute stoppage time winner from Lyle Taylor. Now, how does Barbados respond after almost all of the activity that had taken place in the Nicaraguan side? Free kick from Griffith. And a reset here for Barbados. Have to reset here quickly by a goal. As I mentioned, familiar position, but not one that you want to get comfortable in. Nicaraguan fans expecting more here tonight. Other side oblige. This ball kept in play. Quijano stings it across. It's cleared away. Kept in play by Barbados. Griffith cycles it through the middle of the field. That's dangerous. Quijano again. Curls it in. Flicked on. Knocked down by Brathwaite. Probably could have knocked that one down and kept it with him. Instead, it's shoveled away after Moreno took a chance. Into space here. Tumbling to the deck. Foul. No. Clean. Takeaway. All the pressure right now on Barbados' back line. Medina. Talavera sends it wide left. Ricocheting ball, punch through. And a third corner coming up. The challenge is for Barbados again in defense. Terrence Smith having something to say to his teammates after the fact. And once again to the corner flag goes Acevedo. Does he have a flawless service for a second straight corner? Third one of the match. 28-year-old Acevedo boomerangs a low liner. It's flicked across, headed wide. Moreno again in a dangerous position. Back-to-back chances for him. Second ball won by Moreno in traffic. Brathwaite saying, let's watch it. It'll go out. Barbados. There's so much pressure right now. Barbados to terms with this as we are in the 15th minute. Just very little possession from Barbados. Steal some now, Hope. Griffith. All angles shut off. Where does he go with this ball? All the way back to his keeper, Brathwaite, and he just sends it away. Medina wins possession for at least a moment. And it's given right back, and now the charge from Smith once more. Nicaragua back on the front foot. Crossing ball over everybody. Griffith nods it away, and it's a fourth corner of the match already here. And this pressure just continues. Nicaragua salivating for another goal. Barbados under siege. Acevedo trots to the flag. Acevedo scored twice against the Dominican on Friday. Has assisted in this one. And now Oscar Acevedo sends this low, comes back out. Quijano adjusts. Pass gets ricocheted out. Barbados has space. Where's this ball end up? It's a hustling run from Hope, but it's intercepted. And fans appreciate the defensive work right there by Jason Cordell. 29-year-old, plays with Dirianhen. Barbados respond. Down by a goal. Giving one up off of the corner. In the 11th minute. Ball misses its intended target, but will come down the Moltgred. Get two of them outside. Moreno and Talavera watch that ball out. Goal kick coming. Smith scoring. He's been electric. Scored against Trinidad and Tobago back in March. That was his last goal for the country, but now has scored 4 times in his last 6. Nicaragua has been good at Nations League. 7 wins in their first 13 matches. And it's a dynamic effort to start this one. The fans providing that extra bit of energy in this match. And it has been rewarded this evening. All the pressure, Medina bumping and calling for the foul. Brian Lopez is the official. A little bit of a bump there as Gale ensured that that contact would warrant a free kick. And now Barbados can get some men forward for the first time. Barbados has lost 6 of its last 7 Nations League matches. Does that change tonight? If it does, it's going to be a comeback that's going to induce that. Medina comes to the near side. Talavera steps forward. Nestles. Medina hooks it back. Barbados tight defensively. Giving up a goal on a set piece. Backline of Nicaragua have been more involved in the attack than anything they've had to do from a defensive perspective. Lettuce. It's a throw for Barbados. Barbados' lone win over its last 16 came against Antigua and Barbuda on March 23rd. Never qualified for a Gold Cup. While Nicaragua has been to a Gold Cup 5 times, including 2 of the last 4, after going almost 50 years between appearances. Griffith to take the free kick. Ball comes back to him. Against Talavera. He gets a hand up there, commits the foul. That's going to set up Nicaragua with a free kick. Griffith is going to have a conversation with Brian Lopez, and Lopez says that's the last free pass you get. Another glance at it. Had the angle, had the ability, just brought the hand up. And a free kick taken quickly, and Medina will get back into play here. Nicaragua leads 1-0 off of a corner kick. Smith heading one home in the 11th minute. Barbados at the bottom of the table in League B and Group B. Scorer Smith. Is it for Fletes? The last place team in each of the 4 League B groups will be relegated. And the work will be heavy for Barbados if they don't come away with a point at least here tonight. 2 matches to go after this evening. Gale has it. Works along the sideline. Does well to ensure that it's a throw as the rain continues to drip. Jason Coronel comes over to intercept. Barbados looking to seize control of this match now. A little bit of it. Trailing by a goal. Not had a ball near the 18-yard box yet. And it will not happen here as Hallam Hope plays for Oldham Athletic in England. The 29-year-old commits the foul. It's the active roster with 4 career goals for Barbados. Bahan Tridents, as they're known. Angling pass to the wide right areas. Hooked into the 18. The header high. Moreno again the target inside of the box. Yet again cannot find the accuracy from inside. Oliveira with a pass. Moreno with the header high. Always going to be tough. Try to get on top of that ball. Moreno at 6 feet tall, plays professionally in Finland. Brathwaite. It's the goal kick. Possession taken away. Smith tried to funnel it through the 2 central defenders. Now does end up getting it to Talavera. Waits for help. Punches it through. It gets intercepted, however. Ronald Trim. Coronel steps in. Kicks it to this near side. Quijano gets it back on the run. The team captain puts it all the way across. Second ball, 1. Smith. Medina. It's blocked. Medina back on it. Quijano. Another thought. Hurls it through. And it's headed away, and it's a 5th corner of the night for Nicaragua, who leads 4-0 in shot attempts as well. Barbados getting peppered, getting tested in so many different ways. Where's the response going to come from? Quickly taken by Medina. Quijano. Medina another crack at it. He's able to send a hooking ball in that gets cleared away off of a Barbados head. The flag was up for offside. That puts an end to that moment. From the opening kick, Nicaragua has been aggressive. As you take a look at that ball. From an offside position coming back to contest. 25 minutes in the books. All Nicaragua. Everything that this match has seen has been possession from the home side here in Managua, National Football Stadium, that opened its doors for the first official match September 6, 2011, nearly 12 years ago to the day. Nicaragua falling 2-1 in a World Cup qualifier to Panama. Comes Nicaragua on the attack again, and it's a 6th corner. Set pieces have proven to be critical. Defensive work by Zachary Ellis-Hayden. He plays in Canada currently after spending time in America over a 6-year window. Here comes a corner kick opportunity for the 6th time in the match. Acevedo buries one, and it's a run in from Perez, and it's high off of the corner. is again. Aerially right now, this match dominated by Nicaragua. Still only a 1-goal differential though. Barbados, a very familiar spot, down by a goal. Look at the match against Montserrat. Gave up a goal in the 6th minute. Came back to tie it 2 minutes later. And then took the lead in the 26th minute. Just could not hold on against Montserrat. They had an own goal in the 81st. The game winner was scored in the 8th minute of stoppage time. Ball comes in, bangs off of 2 bodies. Goal kick is whistled. Moreno thought that it was a corner. He had a hotly contested ball in there with Terrence Smith. You just wonder if you're Barbados, how much more of this can you take? Sustained pressure. Let's see what Smith was trying to do. He was trying to lift it over the top of his backside. Cleared away. Unsuccessful, however. Nicaragua leads 1-0. Moldskred bends one in. Always handled well by Brathwaite. Moldskred plays in Norway. 6 years of age, double-digit caps for Nicaragua. Here's Gale. Goal in that opener against Montserrat. Quijano steals. For the first time in this match, Miguel Rodriguez, the 20-year-old keeper, who plays for Dirianhen here in Nicaragua for his club. 4th career start, had to make 12 saves in the opener against the Dominican in a 2-0 win. Moldskred, nifty, but not nifty enough. Smith got his body in front. Shield Moldskred. Largest capacity crowd here ever was 8 years ago, 2015, a World Cup qualifier against Jamaica. The crowd continues their intensity, celebrating the Smith goal in the 11th minute off of a corner kick. In the 30th minute, Nicaragua continues to be in full control of this match. Watching in our broadcast crew, spending the night with you. Moldskred, Smith again, and Griffith have both put together a fine shift so far. And here's Smith once more. His header can't find clearance. Moldskred holds it. The volley. Barbados able to win the foul. Christian Pierce. Here's another look at it. See the turn. On the front foot, Talavera shoved off to the side of this one. It's pushed away. Do we get a foul or do we get a corner? Codrington coming over. It's taken quickly and it's pushed into the box. Medina takes Brathwaite and he bobbles it, picks it up. One of the biggest differences between these two sides, when you look at the Nicaraguan group, 5 players in the starting 11 tonight all play for Real Estelí. 2 play for Dirianhen. That is very consistent with this group, very familiar with each other. And that helps playing at the international level to have that type of relationship. It's a 2-0 lead for Nicaragua over Barbados. Gale tries to get this ball in. First touch inside of the 18. Gale crosses. Just does trickle wide. It was a good run late from Hope. That is some signs of life now for Barbados. Thierry Gale, who scored in that match against Montserrat and has 3 goals in his time, plays for Rapid Vienna in Austria. The 21-year-old has the potential of being a game changer. Now being asked to do that here on the international stage. Concacaf Nations League play, League B, Group B. The winners of each group in League B will get promoted to League A, while the team at the bottom of the League B tables, all 4 of them, will be relegated to League C. 4-0. Nice nod along by Quijano. Talavera. Dino was the intended target. It's taken right back, however. Quijano once more. Talavera into the 18. Won't spread the closest to it. Intercepted before it could get there, and then Smith touches it out. Nicaragua had lost 3 in a row prior to the 2-0 win over the Dominican. They are unbeaten, however, in their last 7 Nation Leagues matches. Their last loss came 2-1 to Suriname in November of 2019. 5 wins, 2 draws in that stretch. Does Barbados put an end to that tonight? Down by a goal, 34th minute. Nicaragua leading 1-0. Moment being amplified with each passing second. The challenges that Barbados have trying to hold on to possession, push forward. Talavera and Medina used to have been in full control tonight. Flentis sends it wide left just to change the rotation of the field. Angling ball wide left, gets nodded to the ground. Barbados could use a lot more of this. Halfway, mishits it. Just as I say, what they could use, they're unable to possess. Here's had no other choice. Quijano has his choices. Medina! Brathwaite with a great save. Not just to keep it out, but to parry it away. And a foul is given. Harold Medina has left his imprint on this match with a solid strike from outside of the 18. And Brathwaite with his best save of the night. Has a tough man to handle in the middle of the field. Brathwaite was able to get in there, read that ball well through traffic, and send it away. Those are the moments you need on this stage from your goalkeeper. Finding ways to stop possession, give your team a chance. By a goal to nil, Barbados. Very little of the ball. You see the possession numbers, 64% for Nicaragua. Make the argument it feels like more than that. And here they come again. The fans going up the roller coaster. Miss hit. Did that hit a hand? No, it did not. Griffith whiffed on it. It looked like when it bounced back up, it caught a piece of his paw. The fans, particularly those in the end zone, were bellowing. Here's another look at it. Smith able to get to the end line, swing that ball in. Griffith able to get it away. Differential still just one. Barbados with a heart murmur of hope. Talavera. This time Pierce, a clean ricochet out. Corner number 7 of the evening. Here it is again. Watch Griffith miss hit, come back. It does hit his hand. And the argument at the end of it all, not won by Nicaragua for a penalty. Medina. Cleared out of the 18, but not out of pressure. Perez. Here's Acevedo. Back post run here, out of play. Goal kick. If you're Marco Figueroa and Nicaraguan supporters, you are elated by the performance of this first half. The only thing that you can subtract is the fact that you have not had a second goal. But when Barbados have had one touch inside of your 18-yard box, nothing really to complain about. Medina turns, looks up, switches fields. Ellis Hayden can't intercept. Acevedo heavy on the touch, cannot keep it in. Ellis Hayden played in the USL Championship with Orlando City B, Fresno, and OKC, and now plays for Guelph United in Canada. The 31-year-old. There's the brain trust of Barbados. Orlando DaCosta and company having their conversations. And I would say that if Barbados goes into the locker room down 1-0, you consider that a win. You can make adjustments, you can make changes, you can figure some things out. Meanwhile, if you're Nicaragua, you'd like to build a little bit of separation going into half. Brathwaite hasn't always been the cleanest with possession, and here he gives it away. Gale comes in, no foul is whistled despite swiping away. Quijano. Barbados has proven they can score. They did so twice against Montserrat. They find that same ability here in this match. Quijano, Medina. That's Talavera. Here's Medina. Flies it across the field. Choices to be made here. Long shot! Stretches the strings! It's an absolute firecracker from Juan Luis Perez. Pandemonium in Nicaragua. 2-0 for La Azul y Blanco. He absolutely crushed that one. Juan Luis Perez, who plays for Alajuelense, Costa Rica, has added to the margin now for Nicaragua. A brilliant strike. Perez does indeed give Nicaragua a bit of separation. And at 2-0, the hill grows even bigger for Barbados. It's a 2-match opening window in Concacaf Nations League. This is the second before a month respite to play 2 more. And a month after that, 2 more matches, 6 total. 1 home and away match versus each team in your group to decide where you go. And this would be big. Griffith nearly brought that down. A little bit the most dangerous play for Barbados. Nicaragua looking to build some Even more padding now. Smith joining the fray. A galloping, gazelle-like run from the right side. Smith drops it back. Medina through traffic. Might poke it away. Now it's Moreno. Moreno. Has that ball pinged back. It's still in possession though. Talavera! Corner kick number 8 of the half. Coming up for a Nicaraguan onslaught. Look at Talavera. Hard strike. Fans that have been at fever pitch much of the evening continue. More raucous cheering. This thing would go even crazier if they get a third of the first half. Acevedo, corner in. Moreno the target. Smith clears, and a foul is whistled. 2-0 Nicaragua. Smith in the 11th minute off of a corner. And Juan Luis Perez with one of the best goals of this tournament so far from outside of the 18. A stinger from about 22 yards away. And Barbados down by a pair. Nicaragua won the first matchup in this tournament against the Dominican 2-0. Medina holds on to possession, but can't do it long enough as he commits the foul on Pierce. Barbados can get some men forward. What a lifter it could be if Barbados finds a goal. Look at Pierce. Did really well to get in front of Medina. Take possession away. Free kick sent in. First ball cleared back. Another chance at it here. Liam Brathwaite. It's been tested a lot this evening. He's getting connected. There's no foul against Nicaragua. And it leads to a charge once more. Quijano goes to the middle. Bodies collide. Penalty. Decisive decision. And a chance for a third first half goal. Here it is again. Coming in. Moreno gets his chest to it. It's not that initial contact, it's that second bit right there. Too hefty from Shaquan Collimore. And here we will wind, it appears, into stoppage time for this one. Moreno is ready for the PK. And a chance for Nicaragua to get a third first half goal. 1 minute of stoppage time here in the first half. Moreno to make it 3. Saved by Brathwaite. Second chance, Moreno. No mistakes this time. Nicaragua out in front. 3-0, punctuating a dominant first half. Liam Brathwaite saved it. And that is infuriating as a goalkeeper. You make a great save, but Moreno had it fall right back to his feet. There's not going to be any mistakes to be made there. You can see the despair of Gale in the corner of your screen on that replay. Initial celebration and then despair. Your keeper saves the penalty, but pushes it right back to the middle of the pitch. And Moreno will not miss from that distance. And there's your first half whistle. Nicaragua dominates the first half against Barbados. A team that is unbeaten in its last 7 Nations League matches, has scored 3 times in the first half and lead it 3-0 at the break. First half highlights and stats come your way when we come back, as Nicaragua here in League B and Group B lead Barbados 3-0. Closing in on kickoff for the second half of action between Nicaragua and Barbados here in the Concacaf Nations League, League B and Group B. And it looks like each team will be ready to make two substitutions. It's going to be Niall Reed-Stephen and Elijah Downey getting ready to come in for Barbados. Elijah Downey had the goal against Montserrat in the 7th minute in the first match of this tournament. And there will be two changes for Nicaragua as well. That's Juan Barrera coming in for Matthias Molskred. Barrera, the all-time leading goal scorer in Nicaraguan history. And Byron Bonilla is coming on as well.
Sale con el número 14, Curtis James. Ingresa con el número 2, André Apreguet.
A couple changes for Barbados. Andre Applewhite comes into the match as well. And we're ready for second half action between Barbados and Nicaragua here in this match. How does this one come to a close? Can Barbados get any kind of injection of fuel here in this second half, trying to make this comeback? Or does Nicaragua continue the pressure? Shots were 12-0 in the first half. Barbados still looking for their first registered shot of the match. Nicaragua has been on the front foot all night. Start of the second half, no different. Here's Barrera, dangerous player. Goes wide, Smith. Cleared away. Slung forward here by a racing Reed-Stephen, 22-year-old. Has scored for Barbados in his career. Tames it and resets. Ball kept in play by Acevedo. Smith. Medina swings it over to the right-hand side. Now Bonilla. Bonilla shoots. It's going wide, but nevertheless, dangerous ball from Bonilla. Seen that on plenty of occasions. In, spread out, confirming that change. Downey in, and Hudson is out for Barbados. The Reed-Stephen in for Pierce, also for Barbados, and then Applewhite came in for Smith on the Barbados side. Smith comes to this near left-hand side. Acevedo through the middle, Barrera. Acevedo has to bend backwards. Cycle one in, right on the doorstep. Moreno just completely missed the cage. Very rarely has Nicaragua missed a chance like that. It's such a good run and a great pass as well from Acevedo. Dynamic play. Doesn't result in a goal, however. Barbados back to defending. And they flip the script. There's Juan Luis Perez. Working ball forward now. Pereira making the run. Intercepted though. First man to it was Codrington. 50th minute. And a corner kick coming for Nicaragua yet again. They've had more than their fair share of those tonight. This will officially be the 8th of the evening for Nicaragua on a corner kick. They have scored this evening already. It's taken quickly and cleared away by Barbados. Nicaragua looking to add on the current leaders here in League B and Group B. Dominican and Montserrat each winning so far once. Barbados winless in their first match and facing a big hole with 40 minutes to go. This ball misses everybody. Applewade into the corner. This time Brathwaite catches. Coming along the sideline, Reed Stephen. Here's Barbados with a rare chance. Gets knocked down though, and Perez clears it. Ellis Hayden. Flags up for offside. Well, for Barbados, getting a lot of those opportunities. Take advantage when you do. Barbados continuing to write in their history books. Never qualified for a Gold Cup. They did host qualifiers in 2005, finished 5th. And they had one of their most impactful moments in 2002 in a World Cup qualifier, beating Costa Rica. But then they lost the next 4 after that. That continues to grow. With our broadcast group, I'm Michael Watring. Thanks for spending some time with us. Nicaragua has provided this crowd plenty to celebrate this evening. 3 goals in the first half, 2 in the final 5 minutes. Here's Smith. He scored the first goal of the night in the 11th minute. Medina, Pereira. Nicaragua with plenty of men in the box. We'll go back to Barbados. And now we'll get another change as well. It's going to be Collymore coming out. And Abdullah Javed coming in. 18-year-old who plays for Leicester City's U18 group. Getting his first taste of international duty. Coming on here in the 53rd minute. Barbados looking for something of an answer at this point. time left. And it's not even necessarily about winning. Sometimes it can be about goal differential. It could decide things. Medina, too far for Moreno this time, and even too far for Bonilla as it goes out. League table here in League B and Group B. Despite the fact that Montserrat, Dominican, Nicaragua have all won, differential certainly play its role to decide who gets promoted, who gets relegated. Concacaf Nations League. Plenty of space here. Smith making the run. Second ball, Acevedo. Ejected away. That's such a good pass. Acevedo cannot keep it in play, though. The ability to send that ball along. Nicaragua, a team playing heavily motivated. 2022-23's Concacaf Nation League. They've won League B Group C. They were unbeaten in 6 matches, 4 wins, 2 draws. But Concacaf determined that they used an ineligible player. Because of that, were disqualified. Trinidad and Tobago took their spot in League A. Because of that, that's why Nicaragua finds themselves in this position and not in a spot where they could be making a push to try to qualify for the Copa America. Smith. That's what makes this tournament such a fascination. Every team has something to play for. Getting into League A opens up so many doors. 6 teams from League A will qualify for Copa America in that 16-team tournament. Barrera can score from anywhere. Medina, a good pass in. Halfway read it the entire way and clears it. Now on the counterattack. Downey takes a tumble. Free kick given to Barbados. Top team from each of the 4 groups in League B will be promoted to League A, while the team that finishes at the bottom of the table of each of the 4 groups in League B will be relegated to League C. So these matches with plenty of repercussions. This is the niftiest move of the night so far. Javad, that ball ping out. Like a corner for the first time this evening for Barbados. Nicaragua have been the more dangerous side aerially, as Barbados handle their first set piece of the evening. Niall Reed-Steven. He's going to take it. Does send it in. It's a hard hit ball, back post, just out of the reach of a stretching Andre Applewhite. These are the kind of balls that can be dangerous for keepers to handle. That means Miguel Rodriguez would have to come into play for the first time Barbados still without a shot in this match, closing in 2/3 of the way home in this contest. Barrera funnels it wide left. Smith making the run. Able to win the battle around the corner. Where does he elect to go? It's fine defensive work, though, by Zachary Ellis-Hayden. Put together a fine club career. Currently playing in Canada. Plenty of experience. And it showed on that particular transaction. There's a foul. Barbados have had more of the ball. Perhaps some signs of life coming from Baja Tridents. 60th minute now. Nicaragua 3 first-half goals leading Barbados here in Concacaf Nations League, League B and Group B. Enjoying a Monday night here in Managua. I'm Michael Watchring with our broadcast crew. Hang out with us for the final 30 minutes. Let's see how this one comes to a close. We've seen some highlight caliber saves and goals. The atmosphere alone worth the price of admission here this evening. And the fans getting treated as well to a fine performance out of their group goals from Smith, Perez, Moreno. And the final 2 back-breaking for Barbados after staying in this match down just 1-0 through 40 minutes. Conceding on a long rocket from Perez and then conceding a penalty in the first minute of stoppage time. And after Brathwaite made a save on the penalty kick, pushed it right back to the middle of the field, and it was polished off by the PK taker, Moreno. Acevedo wrestles it down. Smith through the box and wide. That was a dangerous ball. It forced Brathwaite to go long stretch. Another glance at it. Solid stinging shot. Certainly had his fair share of dangerous moments this evening, including the goal. This hasn't just been that. He's done so many things around the pitch. And a foul whistled. Well, tomorrow is a very busy day around Concacaf Nations League. 8 matches tomorrow. It kicks off with St. Vincent and Grenadines versus Bermuda, and French Guiana against Belize in League B. And it all wraps up on the nightcap in League A. Honduras and Grenada at Tegucigalpa, Honduras. And Estadio Nacional, Chelada Uclis. Moreno carries this ball in to force it back. Instead it goes out, and corner kick number 9 of the evening for Nicaragua leads to this moment. Whether it be set pieces or run of play goals, Nicaragua flourished in all of them. And for a team that started 6 players 25 or younger, exuberance has been on display. Corner kick. It's the first man. Hope clears. Acevedo stings it back. And a recycle here from Nicaragua to reset its shape. And one more chance here. Medina through the middle. Moreno cuts through 2. Moreno just wide. Coming from all areas now. Nicaragua's next match will be on the road at Montserrat. Barbados in their next match will host the Dominican Republic. These matches will be in mid-October. Here's a long shot that gets blocked. It's a good takedown. Goes back. Set a form here in the 65th minute for Nicaragua. Ball sent forward. Space to run onto this. But not quite enough for Bonilla. And two more subs about ready to come into the match. For Nicaragua, Jacob Montes and next to Lee Rodriguez about to come into this contest. Acevedo is one of the men coming out. And Harold Medina is the other. Well, Medina put in a good shift, as did Acevedo. Two dynamic players coming off of the field and now give way to another pair of youngsters. Montes making his fourth appearance. Rodriguez making his third. And Andre Butcher coming into the match as well for Barbados. They elect to use a change as well here in the 66th minute. Ball flicked along. Neal was trying to run onto it. Unsuccessful in his trot. Away, Rodriguez making his impact. Rodriguez! Just over the top. What a great run by Rodriguez in space. Hathaway has been so busy. Chances in this match for both sides. Plenty to come. Plus minutes to go. Nicaragua continues to lead 3-0. Montes, Smith, taken down, Montes! It's a fourth! Within minutes of coming on as a substitute, Jacob Montes with his first goal for Nicaragua. 4-0 for the home side. He just came on as a sub moments ago, replaced Harold Medina, and he finds himself in great space and finishes. What a moment for Montes, ensuring that that ball went home. Montes had not scored a goal of any kind since October 3rd of 2021, when he was playing in Belgium's second division. That was the last time he scored. Montes Originally played his career in the United States, playing 4 years at Georgetown University, winning a national championship in 2019. He was the Big East Midfielder of the Year that year. And the Hoyas took down Virginia in the national title game. After drawing 3-3, it was 7-6 in penalties. Montez has plenty of experience playing in big levels. And Montez comes in, and he provides Marco Figueroa the first second-half goal of the match, and the team's fourth of the night. (4-0) Nicaragua. Barbados still eyeing their first official shot. They have been outshot 15-love in this one. It's been a fine night for Nicaragua. The advantage right now, showcasing the skill and the talent that this group has. They scored 4 goals in their penultimate Nations League match, March 24th of 2023 against St. Vincent and the Grenadines. That was a 4-1 win. Needed to the 90th minute to score that. They have not scored more than 4 in a match of any kind since the 2021 World Cup qualifying, when they beat Turks and Caicos 7-0. The wealth that evening, just as they have tonight. 4 different goal scorers and a 4-0 advantage for a team looking to run its string to 8 consecutive unbeaten in Nations League play. A country that's been ranked as high as 92nd in the FIFA rankings. It's at 141 now. Is this a moment for Barbados? Maybe it is. There's space here, and it gets blocked away. Rodriguez takes one off of the doorstep with Reed Stephen running into space. That is a fine bit of defensive work by Nathali Rodriguez. Attendance this evening, officially 17,356 to watch Nicaragua lead Barbados 4-0. Into the box this ball goes. First header is won. It's outside of the range of Rodriguez, so Butcher takes it back. Here comes Nicaragua once more. Spun away. Barbados have been better in the second half. They've certainly seen a lot more of the ball in half number 2. They saw very little in the first half. Subs have made an impact. Here's Butcher. The question now for Barbados: can they hold up defensively? Can they find something in the attack? Quijano says no for now. 73rd minute. Nicaragua 4, Barbados 0. Nicaragua has surged to the top of the League B and Group B standings. The only team with 6 points so far. Both Montserrat and the Dominican have won a match. Montserrat 3-2 over Barbados. The Dominican 3-0 against Montserrat. So as it stands now in this first window, Nicaragua on top, followed by those 2 teams in Barbados at the bottom. Barbados trying to stay within touching distance. Just in the goal differential category, if that becomes relevant. The second of 6 matches in League B and Group B. this year's Concacaf Nations League tournament. The bottom team in each group will be relegated to League C for the next tournament. This is a great ball. Moreno, well-timed run. Moreno across. Easy poke for Barrera, but he's saved. Brathwaite stops it. It looked like Barrera is going to be able to push another one home, but it's another save for Brathwaite. Here's a cross in. Barrera again denied. Brathwaite twice denies the all-time leader in Nicaraguan history in goal scoring. Take another look. That is a hard header. Brathwaite, 2 saves. He might have been a little unsteady at the beginning of this match, but he's been sturdy. This ball sent in, looping bouncer. And Brathwaite covers another. So many times tonight, Brathwaite has had to come up with saves. He has 6 of them now this evening. Shots continuing to completely favor this Nicaraguan group. Barrera just denied twice. And switch of fields. Quijano plenty of time to make this decision. Barrera making the run. Brathwaite saves. Cannot save the second. It is a resounding brace for Jaime Moreno. Again, inside of the 6, crushes it to the cords. 5-0 Nicaragua. Brathwaite has saved twice against Moreno, but he has been in the right position both times to clean it up. Look at this. Ricochets off of Ellis Hayden. And Moreno, yet again, from a dangerous location. Moreno has now scored for the 7th time in Concacaf Nations League play. And just 2 years ago had 25 for Dirianhen. Now playing in Finland. Happy to be back in Nicaragua, scoring twice. Smith in the 11th minute, Perez in the 40th, Moreno in the first minute of first half stoppage time, Montes in the 68th, and Moreno in the 76th. Are Nicaragua done? Most goals for Nicaragua in 2.5 years. I'm not sure that they are. They have their sights set on adding more tonight. Cross into the box, Barrera back post. And the flag is up here for offside. I'll expect Barrera to feature. He's been a massive goal scorer in his career. Currently plays for Real Estelí. Junior Arteaga is going to relieve Smith. Arteaga, the 23-year-old, who's put together back-to-back 10-goal campaigns, is yet another potent force for Marco Figueroa to utilize. Arteaga on, and Smith is out. Nicaragua leading it 5-0. Looking for more as well. They're looking to slam the door shut on this matchup. In the first meeting between these clubs, there was a tighter performance, 1-0 March 24th, 2019. Barrera scored the game winner as this laser comes in and Brathwaite knocks it to the ground. Barrera scored the game winner in the 65th minute, and a different tale here this evening. Nicaragua showcasing their skill. A team that would be in League A if not for being disqualified for using an ineligible player in last year's Nations League. 5-0 Nicaragua. 3 first half goals, 2 goals in the last 15 minutes. Balenciaga has possession. This for Dirianhet. Another one of those players that resides here in Nicaragua with their club team. Closing in on 20 shots for the night for Nicaragua in a nearly flawless performance. Miguel Rodriguez, Nicaraguan's goalkeeper, has not been required to make a save. The only real chance for Barbados came in the 72nd minute. Now Reed Stephen ran in, took a shot. It was blocked by Rodriguez. Flag up here against Barrera. He's offside. That was really the only chance that Barbados has had. Take another look at it. Ellis Hayden able to stop his run just in time, ensuring that Barrera doesn't add to this margin in the 80th minute. 5-0 Nicaragua. Michael Watreng with you here this evening. Thanks to our entire great broadcast crew tonight, hanging out with us here tonight, watching this match. And a free kick is given to Barbados. It's going to set up a rare set piece here for Barbados that have only seen 38% of the ball. Now Reed Stephen appears that he is going to be the man to step on top of it. It's a long, long way out, but Miguel Rodriguez, the 20-year-old goalkeeper, has not been asked any questions tonight. It's now the first time that it happens for Barbados. Niall Reed Stephen measures. And here he comes, left foot, always high. Just check in on the fans, make sure everybody's paying attention. With about 9 minutes plus stoppage time to go here in the second half. It has been a dynamic and quality evening for Nicaragua, putting their imprint on this opening window. This is match day number 5 of this window. And the margin in favor of Nicaragua. 4 matches in 6 days. League B teams will play 6 matches, home and away, against every team in the group. This match taking place in front of 17,356 patrons here in Managua at the National Football Stadium of Nicaragua. The energy has been electric from the start. Very few seats were available. Even 2 hours plus before kickoff, fans were finding their way to their perch, making their noise, backing their club. And things have shifted since the 40th minute. Nicaragua was always in control. They had more than their fair share of chances in the first 39 minutes. Scored in the 11th minute. It was 1-0 at that point. Brathwaite had made some saves. Couldn't keep a long shot out from Perez. That was 2-0, and then a penalty was drawn in the final minute. Here's Reed Stephen. Reed Stephen cannot get around Rodriguez. And let's see what we get here. Is this a foul? Is Rodriguez the last man back? What is the decision to be made here by Brian Lopez? Talking with his assistants. Let's take a look. Rodriguez came out. Looked to be a fairly decent tackle. Here's a better look at it. Actually, now that I look at that angle, it was not a clean tackle. Certainly a foul. Now danger reckons for Nicaragua trying to maintain this clean sheet. Nicaragua has had just one in their last 7, and that was the last match on Friday against the Dominican, winning 2-0. And now it appears as if a red card is out and Miguel Rodriguez is going to be sent off. Well, we have gone full-on late-night Concacafing now. Concacaf After Dark, Miguel Rodriguez, who has had to do very little this evening, comes in here in the 85th minute. The fans thought it was clean. Nicaragua was hoping that it was clean, but instead the 20-year-old goalkeeper, who started twice last year in Concacaf Nations League, is going to be sent off here tonight. Reed Stephen has been very dangerous for Barbados on the break, and yet again was able to find his way through, splitting the central halves. Rodriguez is not left yet. He's right in the middle of all this. This one looked like maybe we'd only get a couple minutes of stoppage time. We are going to get significantly more. Well, Rodriguez is setting up his wall, but he was shown a red card. And Brian Lopez, the official, is indeed pointing to Rodriguez. It's time to go. Rodriguez is at the very least trying to set up his wall as they decide who's going to take over. And it's going to have to be Josu Quijano. They're out of substitutions, and he is going to have to be the goalie. In the 87th minute, the Nicaraguan captain, 32-year-old defender, Josu Quijano, actually now he's giving it over to Jaime Moreno. So Moreno, 28 years old, who has scored a brace in this match, is going to be a goalie for the final several minutes. And it will be his job to preserve a clean sheet. And now if you're Barbados, can you put something on frame? Rodriguez is doing his teammates' homework for him before he leaves, having picked up a red card as the last man back moments ago. And now Moreno, 6 feet tall, who's been an elite goal scorer in Nations League, 7 career goals in Concacaf Nations League. We'll go back in, and we get some drama here in Concacaf After Dark. Just when you thought that a 5-0 game would go by without any drama, that will not be the case. Instead, Thierry Gale will have an opportunity to bust up the clean sheet. Gale shoots, and he scores! It's a flawless finish from the 21-year-old. Nicaragua had their sights set on a clean sheet. They put in Jaime Moreno, a man that has a brace tonight, a field player as a goalkeeper. He cannot make the save. Gale gives Barbados something to take away from this match. Excellent free kick. Well, you can never be prepared for a moment like that as a field player. Gale knew that if he put that on frame, that he would have a chance to score. What did he do? He put it on. And Moreno just could not quite get there in time. If he would have made that save, he would have had a night to remember here in Managua. But instead, the clean sheet is now off the table. Barbados is able to get a goal back. Rodriguez being sent off with a red card leaves his team down to 10 men. And the question has to be asked, how much added time will we get? Well, that was the first booking of the night as well against Rodriguez, the Nicaraguan goalkeeper. Seen another booking against anybody else. So 2 minutes of stoppage time. And I think we could have made an argument for maybe a little bit more, but the fans here will be delighted to see that. The festivities of tonight can extend outside of the pitch. Flags up for offside. How about the way that this match is going to come to a close? A nearly pristine effort by Nicaragua. A night in which they tallied the first 19 shots of the match. The first shot of the night from Barbados comes in the 88th minute after Miguel Rodriguez, the Nicaragua goalkeeper, gets shown a red card for a challenge just outside of the 18-yard box as a last man back, committing a foul, denial of an obvious goal-scoring opportunity. Thierry Gale scores for the second consecutive match here in Nations League play. Had one against Montserrat in the opener. And he was able to miss the wall, able to miss the hand of Jaime Moreno. A man that has scored twice this evening. Once in the first half, once in the second half. Goals number 3 and 5 for Nicaragua. Does not make the save, but it's been a night for La Azul y Blanco to celebrate here this evening. Look at Moreno coming out. He was very close to the chalk and he falls down, much to the delight of the fans. Moreno wearing the uniform top of Cesar Salandia, and there's your final whistle. And it is Nicaragua dominating this evening and in front of nearly 18,000 fans. Celebration for Nicaragua. League B and Group B have the leader here in Nicaragua. 6 full points after the first 2 matches of Concacaf Nations League. The Dominican, Montserrat, and Barbados in spots 2, 3, and 4. And Nicaragua wins this evening. Smith, Perez, Moreno twice, and Montes once. And it's a 5-1 win for Nicaragua over Barbados. Full-time highlights come your way here in just a moment as we tie a bow on a night in Managua, Nicaragua, with Nicaragua beating Barbados 5-1.
Damas y caballeros, fuerte el aplauso a nuestra selección. Esta noche, damas y caballeros, le queremos dar honor a quien honor merece. Hoy se despide un integrante emblemático la selección nacional que por más de 30 años sirvió, compartió, viajó, disputó, sufrió con esta selección. Esta noche despedimos con un fuerte y merecido aplauso a nuestro doctor Cupertino Morel. Hoy le dice adiós a nuestra selección nacional. Hablan todos a una sola voz. Cooper, 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 Cooper. Gracias, doctor, por tanto y tanto a esta camiseta, a esta selección nacional. Lo mejor de las suertes en sus nuevos proyectos. Muchísimas gracias. Gracias totales al doctor Cupertino Morel.
It was an absolute party here in Nicaragua. Right at the outset, the 11th minute, Acevedo, a corner, began the festivities early as Smith pounds in a header, his 4th goal in his last 6 appearances for Nicaragua. That got the night and the party started in front of nearly 18,000 fans here at the National Football Stadium of Nicaragua. A great surface and a great header from Smith, and that was just the start of the onslaught for Nicaragua here tonight in League B and Group B action. There were several other opportunities for Moreno over the next few minutes. Boy, did he factor in heavily into the highlights here tonight. There's a second header in a span of a minute that went high, but he would find his accuracy at the end of the half. Perez would do the same as well. It would not be his head, but his foot that would provide a goal-scoring chance. This cross coming in from Quijano. Moreno couldn't put it on frame. He got plenty of chances, however, as Talavera stung one in, and it was gobbled up by Brathwaite. Brathwaite, a couple bobbles in the first half, started to find his steady stream of saves. This one denying Medina, pushing it away to the right-hand side. Brathwaite came up with some big saves throughout the evening. That one in the 35th minute denied that opportunity. Griffith, maybe he could have made an argument for a handball there. Ryan Lopez, the official tonight, didn't see enough in it, but everybody saw enough in this one. In the 40th minute, Juan Luis Perez stung a ball from about 25 yards away, low and to the right of Brathwaite, and after he had kept it at 1-0, in the 40th minute, Perez made it 2-0, Nicaragua out in front. And in the first minute of stoppage time, Moreno was denied. Brathwaite, a great save. Moreno didn't make any mistakes the second time around. It's a great denial by Brathwaite on the penalty opportunity. Moreno was rejected, but he had the second chance, had plenty of time to find one, and was able to put it away. This time cleanly, and it was 3-0 Nicaragua at the half. Plenty of celebrations to be had. Teams went into the locker rooms, and to start the second half, Nicaragua 3-0, and they would continue their pressure yet again. Moreno missing the cage this time, just trying to get it over the top of Brathwaite. A lot of space there, but just angled it a little too high that time around. Shots would continue to come from all sorts of areas. Smith pushing this one wide right in the 61st minute. Here Moreno making the run, getting in, and pushing it wide. That came in the 64th minute. And then this ball in the 68th minute. Rodriguez fresh onto the pitch. Pokes one just over the top of the bar, but Brathwaite, after denying a couple chances, could not close off the angle here. Montes, 3 minutes after coming onto the pitch, scores for Nicaragua as Montes scores for the first time for Nicaragua in his fourth career appearance for the Nicaraguan side. Celebrations begin, and after that, chances continue to happen. Barrera headed that one on. Brathwaite shutting the door shut. Completely on Barrera all night long, just could not find one. Here's Barrera again, making the run. Brathwaite able to push one out, but yet again he funneled it to the wrong direction. Moreno right in front, puts away a brace. Moreno in the 76th minute made it 5-0 Nicaragua. It felt like things were going to be a coast to the finish line, in full control for Nicaragua in this match, but things got a little bit interesting at the end. Miguel Rodriguez came out, denied a goal-scoring chance, was shown a red card. Moreno had to go into goal. Gale put one on frame on the free kick in the 88th minute. He scored, gave Barbados something to take away from this match, but that would be how the night would end. It's Nicaragua 5 and Barbados 1 in front of 17,356 fans here in Managua. Nicaragua to the top of League B and Group B with a second straight win here in Concacaf Nations League. Tonight, it's a final of 5-1. For our entire crew here in Nicaragua, I'm Michael Watrang saying so long for now. 8 matches your way tomorrow in Concacaf Nations League. It all starts in the early afternoon. We'll have those for you as well. 5-1, Nicaragua beats Barbados. I'm Michael Watrang signing off. Good night, everybody.